Alright, no wonder I do this at 3 o'clock in the morning. This is the third time I've tried to do this. The phone keeps ringing. I'm going to do it on my cell phone and upload it so I don't have to edit it and all that crap. The down and dirty. Everything you need to know about the proof gauge and the triple scale. So this is called trell or trellis, and that may not be the exact pronunciation for your proof meter. And this is the triple scale. Hold on one second. Let me find my eyeballs. And that's the triple scale there. Beer and wine. Come on. Don't be a pain. This says triple scale beer and wine hydrometer. If you read that, yeah, I think you can. So anyway, first thing to note, they're different sizes. On the left is your proof. You can tell it's longer. On the right is your triple scale. Also, if you notice the glass bulbs there, glass bulbs, it look like they have fairly similar weights in the bottom of them. And this is about densities of liquids and stuff. So the triple scale always has a smaller bulb. Proof has a larger bulb. Why is that? Because this is designed to measure alcohol, and that's designed to measure water with sugar and fruit juices and all that stuff in it. So that water will be more dense, and so it floats this much better than alcohol floating that. Now, the other difference is this is for finished product. You know, once you're done, and the beer and wine triple scale is for only for use prior to putting the yeast in, okay? Once it's finished, this doesn't tell you squat. If it does, it lies to you. Okay, so now that's the difference between the two. Now we're going to learn something right here quick. Up here at the top, this is a trellis, the proof scale, the proof meter. Let me turn it over to the trellis side. Okay, can you see that? 100%? That's the trellis side. So 100% alcohol is 200 proof. Right? And it doesn't matter where you go on the scale. Let's pick something else here. Here's 120. If we follow it around, come on. But there's 120. If we follow it around, there's your 60 proof. 60% alcohol, sorry, is 120 proof. Okay, so that's the way it works. So it goes from 0% alcohol to 0 proof to 5% alcohol, 10 proof, runs right up the scale. Everything's done, you know, is the same. Okay, so you notice two different, now these are called columns. These are plastic, you can buy glass. I break them too damn much. So you can see that the taller one is for the taller. And I find it a lot easier if you fill this all the way up to the very top. The lighter your alcohol, the lighter your fluid is, you'll have a little dome up here. Like you know it's fixing to just run right over, and it's easy to see right at the top. So I fill it all the way up. This floats up to whatever, and then you read it at the water level, and it tells you. So you're, you know, 60% alcohol. Excuse me, alcohol will be 120 proof. That one's simple. Okay, this one's a little bit shorter. The beer and wine hydrometer, the triple scale. So same thing. You notice that whenever you're fooling with your must, you're usually mixing. It's got air bubbles and all that stuff. I hold it over the can, pour it in there until, and I pour it fairly quickly, until the bubbles wash off of it. And then on both of them, something wise to do is give it a spin, because you're going to have air bubbles in here. If air bubbles are sitting attached to that, you're going to throw off your reading, obviously. So when you get it in there, give it a spin, wait till it stops spinning, and then take your reading. All right. Now, this one's a little bit different. Now, this has got a couple scales on it. Okay. This right here with these numbers on it is going to be your specific gravity scale. You can see that it goes, here's a 1.00, and then up here is 0.990. So we consider 1.00, that's the specific gravity of water by itself. So that is 0. So distilled water without anything in it would float right there. If you have a lot of minerals in your water, it'll start floating above a little bit higher. So add 10 pounds of sugar in it, and boom, it goes up. Been my experience that 1 cup of sugar in 1 gallon raises it about 1%. All right, so that's a good rule of thumb. Now, so we have our specific gravity numbers on here, and by the way, they go from 1.00 on up to 0.990, and then down here at the bottom 1.170. So oops, come on, 1.170, 1.1654, 1.130, 1.11 or 1.10, 1.09, 07. So you know how it works. Okay, now if you turn it just a little bit more, you're going to have your percentage of alcohol. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5%. Are you going to cooperate? There's a 5%, 10%, 15, 20, and 30 would be the very, very bottom. All right, if you turn it a little bit more, then you have a scale here from 0. Then you have a couple of more points going up. And then down here is 35 and then 40. Okay, so what's those numbers all about? All right, let me hold it for a second so you can see that. Come on, cooperate. Well, it says 35. There it is. 40's in the last one. So, now, remember a while ago when we were talking about proofs? We said 40% alcohol is 80 proof. Okay, well, that's kinda what this is. It works that way on the lower percentages. So let's look at this for a second. Camera, would you cooperate? Please. Okay. 5% alcohol is 10 proof. See how that lines up? But 2.5 or almost 2.5 is 2.5% alcohol is 5 proof. So it doesn't work that way. It coincides almost dead on the money. In fact, if the camera will be real sweet and focused like really nice, you can see that they don't perfectly match up on the 5 anyway. So as you get down here, it gets worse. So now here's 15% right here, right on top of my fingernail. Come on, camera. There's 15%. If I roll it around, there's 25, 26, 27, 20. Well, anyway, there's 30 way down there. So 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 30's at the bottom. So it does not 15 and 30, 15 and 30. So it's not perfect. Okay, now, what do you need to know about that? Okay, so what if I decide that I want to make my wine, which is an average of about 11% alcohol, or 20 proof, somewhere up in that neighborhood, then I would be right in this neighborhood here. Right, whoops. 11% alcohol would be about 20 proof. So if that's what I wanted to do, then I would mix up my sugar and fruit and all that good stuff until I got right here, which would be 1.07, then 2, 4, 6. 1.076 is where you'd find the 10%. See how that works? So, okay, now that's not the only thing, because you're going to have the potential to make that much. So let's just say that your triple scale is going to be set on 1.07 246, 1.076. Let's see. Come on, camera. Trying to find the sweet spot. That's too close. Well, all right, when you get your own, you can look at it, huh? Son of a gun. 1.076, you're going to have a potential of 10% alcohol, right? Which is not going to quite be 20 proof, but it's kind of accepted that, you know, that's the way it is. So people just say if it's 20, it's 10% alcohol, it's 20 proof. But anyway, all right, so we're going to start off down here whenever we take a reading before we put our yeast in, I'm sorry. We're going to take a reading, and if we end up right down here, it, just say 10% alcohol, that's only the potential that we have to make. So they call it PAC, potential alcohol content. All right, so what if we put it in there, yeast starts working first day, second day, third day, fourth day, fifth day, sixth day, seventh day, whatever. Now, when you get up here, if you brew down, when it stops brewing, if you brew down to 1.00, the specific gravity of water, that means that all sugars are gone. That the good little old yeast, which are enzymes that eat sugar, fart carbon dioxide, and piss alcohol, have done their job. There's nothing left in there. And now your yeast is going to expire because it's either going to starve to death or it's going to produce too much alcohol. When you get way down here, if you really pile the sugar to it, it'll produce so much alcohol that it'll die of alcohol poisoning, right? Same thing we do when we drink too damn much. All right, all at one time. So if we started out with a potential of 10 and we reach 0, we get 10. If for some reason it goes on past, which it can, then we'll be down at like 0.990. I've never seen it go less than that, more than that on the scale. Then you add one more to it. So if it stops dead on the money here, then you get your potential. If your potential was 10 and it goes up 2 marks, then that's 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. See how that works? Or 10, actually. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I said 20 for some reason. So that would be like 1.0, 1.02, 4, 6, 8, and 10. So you would get, if you brew all the way up here, add 10 more. So instead of having 10% alcohol, you have 20, right? Okay, so that's the way that works. Pretty simple, but unless somebody tells you how easy it is, it doesn't seem so damn easy. I know it's a pain in the ass for me. But anyway, there it is. Somebody asked me about it the other day, and I figured here's a good way to do it. Now, what do we have behind you? All that pretty stuff. That is, I had a friend who wanted to learn how to make wine. And so we did some very easy winemaking. Those are, oh, check that out. Is that bubbling good or what? Can you see those bubbles? Can you see them in there? Whoops. Made it worse, didn't it? That might. You might be able to see them. But anyway, you can definitely see that. And that. And if you can hear in the other room, I have them cranking in the other room. Boom, boom, boom. Sounds like a bass drum. But anyway, that's Strawberry Breeze right there. And that is a berry blend, which is blueberry, blackberry, and strawberry, equal portions. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, no, that's correct. That's correct. And then back there in that plastic 2-gallon jug is a grape recipe. Now that's the simple stuff. So, but that lid is not sealing somewhere. I've either got a problem in this seal or this seal or right here. Yeah, there, here, because it's not bubbling, although it'll bubble every now and then. But that's definitely working in there. But anyway, guys, if you want to make some really good wine really quick, let me tell you what that one is right there, and that plastic drum right there is so freaking easy and makes such good wine that if you ever try that, you're going to like it and you're going to turn into a winemaker, okay? So, and if you're looking at the video, you're obviously interested in it anyway. And a newbie, okay? This is called, let's see what we can see here. This is called an airlock. Some people call them interlocks. Basically, the tube goes up, goes back down, through the water, and back up. Why do we have that on there? So we can let the air escape, but when the situations change here, air can't go back the other way. There's not going to be a vacuum created in here unless we totally screw up and take something warm, drop it on something cold, and the yeast is already dead and all that sort of stuff, okay? So you're going to need that. This is a number 6 cork. It fits this, the little 1 gallon, and it also fits a 6-gallon carboys. And what else was I going to say about it? But anyway, you get the number 6 quarts. I bought the bigger ones, and they sit way up high in here, and they sit way up high in the carboys. But this is just a rating. That's a good size. So anyway, you need a gallon jug or some kind of container. This requires a grommet, or you could drill the hole larger. And I believe 1 1/8 inch is about where that is right there. I think that's what this is, a 1 1/8 inch neck. Because I just drilled one in a 5-gallon bucket not too long ago. All right, then you don't need this little special black grommet. You can stuff that right in there if you do a good job boring your hole. That's that simple. Okay, what do we need next? Welch's. Whoops, already emptied the trash. And I don't think I have any more. Oh, here's one right here. I kept this one. All right. This was Strawberry Breeze, 2 Strawberry Breezes, and 1 orange pineapple and apple. And that's just because I had leftovers. All right. Welch's, and this is 100% frozen concentrate, and it's 100% juice, not, where's it said? Frozen. What is this one? Flavored fruit juice cocktail. Oh, wait a minute. Well, be careful. And by the way, the one that says Concord grape, the white grape, oh, makes a fantastic white wine. Watch how easy this is, okay? Open up 3 of these, and they'll be frozen, so let them thaw out, so you just deal with the juice. Put 3 of those juice containers in something, mix it up, and 3 cups of sugar, and 1 packet of yeast. Stir it up, and you may want to heat, and then the water enough to fill the gallon jug, okay? So heat up your water, mix your sugar in with it, and then pour it down in there. And then put the stopper on it with the interlock, with the airlock, and let it go until it stops bubbling. When it stops bubbling, you can just leave it and just wait and wait and wait, and it'll eventually, all the wine, all the particulates and all in there will settle. Or you can put some potassium sorbate and potassium metabisulfite, 0.38 grams, or 1 Camden, CAMPDN tablet is your potassium metabisulfite. And then I think it's quarter teaspoon of potassium sorbate. I deal 5 gallon figures all the time. 2.5 teaspoons per 5 gallons. So if you want to back figure that, and that will basically sterilize the yeast, create an environment it can't live in. That'll kill the yeast. And then if you want to be slick and not wait so long, pull a vacuum on it. That'll evacuate all the air out of it. Then use one of the commercial, what they call finning, F-I-N-N-I-N-G agents. And you can mix that in there and give it a couple of days. Everything will settle down to the bottom. Then you rack off your wine, which means take a siphon tube and siphon it off and leave the lees in the bottom. I pour the lees into a pint jar wide mouth, and as soon as they settle, I'll pour that little bit extra off of it and then pour the rest down the drain. So there you go, folks. That's an easy way to make some wine. Cheers. Talk to you later.